Now, just recently over Twitter, there was a bit of a scuffle between Julian Assange and Edward Snowden. As you recall, Edward Snowden was the guy who worked for the NSA, who leaked a whole bunch of information about illegal things that the government was doing. Julian Assange, WikiLeaks, famous. Don't even have to explain who that is. Well, essentially what happened is the two of them got into a scuffle in a short exchange on Twitter. Essentially, what this is about is Edward Snowden criticized WikiLeaks for not curating part of the information that they put out. In other words, there's an example of times where WikiLeaks should have censored some information, which some people feel that should have been covered up to protect innocence. For one example, there was the incident where the names of Turkish female voters were put out, and this could very possibly put their lives in danger. Now, thus far, there's never been any proven case where somebody who was killed or harmed, an innocent person was harmed or killed by information put out by WikiLeaks. So even though that's a criticism that's been thrown at him by the United States foreign policy, etc., there's never been a single proven case of it. However, in this case, he is giving out the personal information of female Turkish voters, and that could place them in danger. What I really think in this situation is that when you're being a whistleblower and you're doing the whole whistleblower thing, there's really a moral quandary that can come up. Sometimes you have to name names of innocent people. Now, I'm not saying that they had to name these Turkish female voters. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that in the world of whistleblowers, sometimes the moral line can be somewhat ambiguous. And in order for the truth to be told, sometimes the names of innocent people have to come out. Like when there's something that happens and the victim doesn't want to say anything, but it needs to be known what the perpetrator did. And you can't get out what the perpetrator did without revealing the identity of the victim. And then it becomes a big, thorny moral issue as to what you do in that situation. For example, in certain communist circles, so the FRSO and other ones, there have been accusations of rape. And the victim doesn't want to be publicly identified because they're afraid of backlash, etc. But you have to be able to face your accuser, and you have to be able to put things out there with proof, and you can't just make accusations and then not back them up with anything. So it becomes a really thorny moral area where you really have to decide what to do, and sometimes that choice can be very tough. Again, I'm not referring to the Turkish female voters. I'm talking about being a whistleblower in general. And while these two men, Julian Assange and Edward Snowden, have essentially thrown away their lives in order to get the truth to us, which we should thank them for that, regardless of how you feel about either man or their politics, I do think that in this situation, it's far more morally ambiguous than a lot of people may think it is at first. Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.